Purpose is
Where do you get your ideas from?
she inspires me and she is the reason.
Role play of identity and self-awareness in knowing your purpose.
Awareness is the major thing that is very underrated. Being fulfilled is being taking my ownership.
How do you think confidence and purpose are correlated?
I trust myself because
The instant insights.
it can be a tool, but it's not a source of fulfillment.
Have you ever taken a job just for money?
It really hurts. I cannot lie. It really hurted at that time.
It gives you another episode of depression.
Me, I used to get triggered a lot when I see.
Whenever someone goes into depression, they should watch it. One thing that helps me build confidence and helps me stay like that.
It's all about love. When you finally stop settling for less.
That's a brave decision. Brave.
When you know, you know.
The thing I used to think mattered the most, but it doesn't anymore.
But then I realized, which shifted like my perspective after, is that
What's a soulmate for you?
oh,
Without love, is it possible?
and then we can never have. He was this motivational speaker that I told you about.
So, what's your guilty pleasure?
Oh,
Top 5 things in your vision board right now.
I will sneak out.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is your purpose coach Sania, and today I'm gonna be having a podcast with Mariam. She is also a purpose and clarity coach, and as she introduced herself in a quotation, I want this world to be better because I was here. She is a very good person, very beautiful person, not just apparently, but also with her soul. She has a very beautiful soul. Whenever I see her post her reels, they're very creative, they're very genius, and they're so smart. Let's start talking and let's know more about this person. How are you, Maria?
You're gonna make me cry, honestly. Thank you for this lovely introduction. I am so grateful and I'm so happy to be here, honestly.
Honestly, your journey is so inspiring. And what I loved most is that you are not just managing your job, but since you are so much into helping other people, you're also managing it and so well, mashallah.
Thank you so much.
So our first session is Speak Your Heart. In this session, we'll have some heart-to-heart conversations. Are you ready?
Yes, so ready and so excited. Let's do this.
First of all, let's start from the beginning. Why purpose coaching?
Well, purpose is something that we all live by and live for. No matter how much you run out in this life, you will always get back to your purpose and you will only find fulfillment and true contentment when you find your purpose.
Exactly. That's so true. Where do you get your ideas from? Girl, your ideas and your videos are so amazing. What's your inspiration?
Well, it's the old me who's been through a lot. She inspires me and she is the reason of me doing what I'm doing today. And I thank her for that.
Who exactly?
Well, the person who's been through a lot in this journey, been through into depressions and suicidal attempts and never thought that she would be here today in front of you talking, and all the people who inspires us every day who are fighting and battling in this journey. These are all my inspirations.
You're so true. You're so right. I mean, when I was hearing your story, when we were chatting, it touched my heart so much. You have experienced a lot in your life, so I can understand. You have loads of ideas every day, so it's really impressive. And just love your content. Okay, so what do you think is the role play of identity and self-awareness in knowing your purpose? How are these things correlated? What's identity for you? And what's the importance of self-awareness?
First of all, to answer your first question related to the identity is your values and what you stand for, at least for me. Awareness is the first is the first thing, and it's the major thing that is very underrated by people, because if you are not aware of the problem, how can you even recognize that you have a problem and you solve it in the first place? And a lot of people, they go through this life not being aware that they have problem. It's easy to judging people and thinking that people that have problems, but unless you are aware and have that self introspections, you cannot change.
And why is it important to know our core?
It is very much important because during your life stage, especially when it comes to your early life from the age of 0 to 7, people shape your identity. You don't have any filter. You barely have consciousness. So you will go through life based on the representations that your family gave you, that your relatives gives you, what other people they dictated on you. If they told you that you are not worthy, you will live your life feeling that you are not worthy. If they told you that you are stupid, you will live your whole life thinking that you are stupid. So discovering your identity, what you like, what you don't like, who you are exactly beyond those beliefs and beyond what other people tells you, it's very, very, very important if you want to reach the fulfillment that we spoke about.
Exactly. That brings us to our next question. Inner fulfillment. Is it just a cliche, or is there something more to it?
It is much more to it. It is much more to it. Fulfillment, it means being connected with yourself, being connected with your values, knowing what matters to you, what you love in this world, and who you truly are, and living based on your own terms, not what other people's dictates to you, even if it's different from what society put on us. But being fulfilled is being taking my ownership. I take my ownership. I take my right in this world and my responsibility to make what I am meant to make deep down. That is true fulfillment.
Exactly. Like, I feel getting your inner peace, it's totally different from the worldly standards of fulfillment, right?
Exactly.
Like, in this world, making money and getting promotions, we consider all of this fulfillment. But at the end of the day, when you achieve all those things, when you get good grades, get good jobs, start getting good results and promotion, everything, then you realize that this is not fulfillment.
Exactly. It was
Our
never
student
fulfillment.
life, we used to think that maybe if we'll get our first job and that will be our achievement, and then maybe we just get this promotion, we'll feel achieved. But that doesn't happen unless and until you connect with yourself and you finally know that I want to do this no matter what. Even if I'm at point zero right now, I'm okay.
Exactly.
How do you think confidence and purpose are correlated? Is there any correlation between these two things?
Of course, because having fulfillment is, as we said, is taking ownership. It means that I trust myself, because fulfillment comes with a lot of promises and comes with a lot of sacrifices, because you sacrifice what the society told you, what your parents wanted you to be. You will sacrifice all of the expectations that you were putting on yourself, and you will finally be in this world. So in order to have your fulfillment, you need to have self-trust, and self-trust comes with confidence, with taking that leap of faith and taking that action. Unless you have alignment and action, you cannot. Oh, and action comes with self-confidence, of course. You cannot reach fulfillment.
All of this is so correlated. We can't separate one thing from the other. All right.
Exactly. Yeah.
I can't agree more. I can't agree more with you. So that brings us to our next segment, which is the instant insights. So I will give you some options and I will give you some questions, and you will have to just randomly pick one option that you think is right. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so question number one. How does money relate to inner fulfillment? The more you have, the more fulfilled you are. It's like peanut butter and jelly, always better together. It can be a tool, but not the sole source of lasting happiness. Which one would you choose?
Last one for sure. It can be a tool, but it's not the source of fulfillment.
So true. Okay, so you have found your purpose when options are you receive compliments from friends and family, financial success and stability, you stop liking easy and look for more challenges.
Stop liking easy and look for more challenges.
Okay, so the next one is when you look back on your life, what do you regret doing the most? Settling for good enough instead of aiming higher, playing it too safe, not stepping out of your comfort zone, hiding your real self instead of taking a risk to be authentic in your earlier days, in your past.
My real self and not being authentic.
I can understand. That was it. So this brings us to our next segment, which is truth under pressure. So are you ready for this?
Let's go.
Okay, that's gonna be a bit. Let's see how you feel. You'll have to tell us in the end. Okay. Have you ever taken a job just for money? True or false?
True. True.
When? Can you tell us a bit more?
It was on my early university days. I needed some money to have, go to coffees and be independent. So I needed that.
Nice. Being independent is a very important thing, I feel. Okay, so do you get a what am I doing with my life at 3 a.m.?
I used to a lot. Yes, I used to a lot. What am I doing with my life? Not anymore. I'm more aligned with that purpose, more connected to it. So the voice is more cooperating of keep doing, keep going, and more than what am I doing.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever gone on a date and regretted it instantly?
Yes. My goodness. Yes. Energy never lies.
Give us more spice.
Well, like they say, when you know. When you sit with a person and you immediately reject their energy, you know that there is something off. Ladies, if someone gives you any confusions, it's not a good relationship. Run. So that was it for us.
Yes. Ever been on a gathering and felt like an outsider?
Yeah. I totally felt this when I started to recover from my depression and I left all my friends and I left all the people that I used to know for a big portion of my life. And then the comeback, I felt a complete stranger and it really hurts. I cannot lie. It really hurted at that time.
Yeah, so I would like to add here that when you are in a depressed state and you spend 2 to 3 months or some people even a year in that depression and then you even try to come out of it and meet people, it becomes so overwhelming and we need to normalize these things as well and talk more about the hurt and understanding that a person who is already depressed needs at that moment, at that time, because it's not easy for someone who is in a very dark state to start meeting people again. It gives another episode of depression. So
yes, oh my god, thank you really for bringing this up. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Okay, so ever purchased a gift for yourself or gone for a solo trip?
Solo trip, no. Okay, I went for a voluntary purpose, but it was a good source of me discovering myself. So that is one of the things. Yeah, it was during my first year of university, and as a person who thought that I was not good, I was not capable on my own, I was not responsible and always depending on others. So having that, it was like a 6 weeks program to volunteer teaching English to people in Turkey. So going there and being totally on my own, it's something that freaked me out. But like as they say, through the suffering, you meet your true self. And that was one of the moments that it really shifted. Like, oh my God, I can handle myself. Oh my God, I can do this on my own. I'm safe. So it was really a game changer for me.
Beautiful experience, I must say.
Yeah,
like going alone
exactly.
and such a volunteer trip. So good. Any gift? Have you ever bought something for yourself ever?
Honestly, reflecting on this, I didn't like, and really thank you for this because I didn't really like gift something to myself. You know, I buy like the needy, necessary things, but not a gift. And I think I should, I should
Yes, it
invest.
feels so good. Even taking yourself out for some lunch or something, it feels so good and so amazing.
Exactly. Yes, I should do this often.
Even treat yourself like small, cook a little something for your own self, just to have your own fun time.
Exactly. That would be so good.
You haven't done that?
I'm more like of a healthy person that very mindful like about what I eat. So like I lost a little bit that like, you know, that desire to cook a lot of stuff and to more of like being in touch with that. But it will be a challenge for me to do it this weekend.
No, you can do it anytime. Okay, so the question is, ever felt jealous of someone who seems to have it all on social media? Or exactly like feeling, comparing yourself with someone who is anything right?
Yes. Being guilty. Yes, I did this a lot, especially comparing myself. This is one of the poisons that killed me and contributed more to my depression. That feeling of no matter what I do, I'm not enough. Oh, that person is better than me. But then I realized, which shifted like my perspective after, is that having that person reaching to your desired state, it doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. Opposite, it should give you a hope and positivity that if that person did it, so can you. And that really was a game changer for me.
Instead of taking it as a comparison, we should take it as an inspiration.
Yeah.
Anything you would like to add? You want to share with us? Why do we think social media is such a can be a curse or a blessing? It depends on what we take from.
Exactly. It depends on your perspective, honestly, because before for me, I used to get triggered a lot when I see someone successful because I feel like, oh, I'm behind. I feel like I'm a loser. I'm not capable enough. Or for example, that saying, oh, they're lucky. Maybe they're rich. Maybe they're this. They get it by chance, to ease ourselves from the inside. But then like I heard something that completely changed my perspective. It was like a motivational speaker named Les Brown. He said like, if anyone has ever done what you want to do, it means that you can do it, not the way around. You shouldn't be discouraged by someone doing what you want to do. You should be opposite, encouraged, because the future that you are aiming for, it already exists and you're seeing people doing already what you want to do. So that was like a complete flip for me.
Also, I would like to add that we should also normalize feeling hurt by this, because it's normal to see other people sharing all of the stuff, and if you're not in that phase of your life, it's normal. And the better approach would be to not see so much of that content. This dress, this thing, that thing. If it's not bringing you any better, try to avoid it, because we are all, no matter how successful we get or whether we are coaches or not, time to time we also get these emotions, and we also feel upset about things that are not perhaps always in our control.
Exactly. Of
So
course.
understanding it, giving ourselves space to feel whatever we are feeling. And then, as our success would be in coping from it at a faster pace. Getting
Exactly.
into that trauma might not be in our control, but what's in our control is how fast we get out of that loop. That's the big.
Exactly. Exactly. And just to add on this, we only see like the highlights of people, but we don't see what these people are been through. We don't see like the hidden chapters and the things that they climbed to reach to this. And really, we don't have to believe everything that we see. So that as well adds to it.
Exactly. I can't agree more. Okay, so that brings us to our next question. Ever said yes to something just because you felt guilty of saying no, then
Yeah.
spent the next week regretting it?
Yes. I'm not sure about the next week. Well, definitely I said so many yeses when I wanted to say no. The people pleasing is so intense.
Does it happen still sometimes? A few times, maybe?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it still does happen, yeah.
Would you like to share something funny, something interesting with us that recently happened?
Well, especially when it comes to family, especially when like, oh, can you borrow some money? I need money, and you want so bad to say no, but end up like, oh, okay. Yeah,
We are, programmed in such a way to prioritize other people. Otherwise, we feel guilty of ourselves. If we put ourselves on priority even once, we feel like, okay, we have done a lot for ourselves and now it's time for other people. But it's okay. That's a part of being human.
exactly. Definitely.
Okay, so our next segment begins, and that's hot seat segment. You are on the hot seat now. I've been on the hot seat for quite a while.
Exactly.
Okay, so easiest question ever. What would be the best question I could ask you now?
Oh my God. You're already asking me how are you, so I can't escape that.
Okay, give me a question I should ask you.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness, what's my favorite color? We never asked that.
That's interesting. What's your favorite color?
Yellow.
Yellow, seriously.
Yeah, I see yellow reflects, even though I don't wear it, but I see yellow reflects a lot about me as like a cheerful, warm person. It's like the sun, and I love it.
That's so beautiful. The way you explain it, bright. The word that was popping in my mind is bright, bright
Yeah.
and lively, full of life. And you are like that, no doubt. Okay, so the next question is, if you could drop everything right now and follow your gut, where would you go and what would you do?
I would go to Bali and have a wellness retreat.
Be there with you. Take me there.
I swear.
Okay. So the next is, if you could only change one thing in your life, what would it be?
One thing. Yeah, the saying yeses when you want to say no, for example. That is the
The
one of
habit
the
of saying
things.
yes?
Yeah, I do. Awareness makes it very, very less, but still there is some parts that still yes, like automatically pops in.
Okay. So what's a soulmate for you?
Oh, wow. Soulmate is about compatibility for me. It's about compatibility, understanding. If I conclude it in one sentence, I don't want you to love me, I want you to understand me. This is my soulmate.
You think you can spend a life with a person without love? Is it possible?
Love, yes, but love is not enough. If because when we love someone, we tend to be selfish. We tend to love them based on how we want to be loved, without actually having and taking the time to see what the actually that person is looking for, how they want to be loved. Like, study the person that is next to you. You will be projecting on them the way that you want to be loved, and then at the end of the day, you'll be surprised when your partner say, "Hey, I want to break up. I am not happy." You know. So that is one of the biggest traps in relationship that everyone falls into.
Yeah, you are right to some extent, but I would like to add that, when oftentimes we do understand people, but we don't want to live our life with them, or we can't live unless we are emotionally into them or we respect them. So it might be possible that someone understand you, but if they don't respect you, that would be the same. Understanding plus respect.
Yep.
That's I think
Totally.
more.
Exactly.
Okay, so our question is, when was the last time you truly felt proud of something, not because of the praise it got, but because you knew it's just right for you? And was it worth it?
This, yes, absolutely. Yes. Everything about purpose, from like connecting with people who need it, from sharing my story because it was.
Okay, so the question is, when was the last time that,
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry. When was the last time? Yesterday itself. Yesterday itself.
tell us more about it?
Yeah, I was having like this conversation with an old friend, and like we were in school together and seeing ourselves growing up and having like our different paths and going towards the thing that we love, and gave me that sense of, oh my God, I forgot that I've achieved one of the things that I've been looking for in this life. And it gave me that sense of being proud just because.
Amazing, amazing. Okay, so an alien gives you a technology to solve one global problem. What would you choose and why?
Uh, Depression. That is the biggest thing for me. If it can solve depression, I will be very grateful. A lot of people need it.
I think everyone needs it at some point of our life,
Yeah,
of their life.
totally.
But I would like to add that, we also complicate things by giving them very hard and very popular names like imposter syndrome and depression and
Yeah,
anxiety. If we just keep it light, okay, I'm upset, I'm not feeling well, that would
exactly.
also help us program our mind in a way that it feels okay. It can happen to anybody and it's okay.
I totally agree. Honestly, yes.
Because
Sometimes the self,
nowadays, yeah, yeah.
yeah, because the self-help industry sometimes it adds a lot to these names to keep us sometimes like trapped to want more and search more and like be addicted to those kinds of things instead of like, okay, I'm not feeling okay, I need to take action, because you cannot think your way through depression or syndrome or any kind of disease. You need to be honest with yourself and take that leap to, I have to do something about it.
Action. I think taking action is the best thing that can, help us from any bad phase we are going through. The first step is action. Even
Exactly.
sometimes therapy comes after it. You have to take action and go to a therapist. Only then a change
Exactly.
will happen.
Totally.
Okay, so our next question is, if you could invite one person from anywhere in the world, who would it be and why?
Let's go. Les Brown. He was this motivational speaker that I told you about. He was the first, it was like the first video that I've ever heard in my life about personal development. And that was my. That was my, yeah, that was my action. That was like my awareness. It started thanks to him. So I really want to invite him and thank him.
When I come to think of it, it was Jim Rohn. Have you ever watched him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
one of my teacher named him, and I searched him up, and I was like, oh wow! And then my YouTube got filled with such motivational speakers, and it's amazing to hear them. Okay,
Yeah.
so the next question is: you wake up with $100 million, but must use it for meaningful impact in 24 hours.
Oh.
What's your step-by-step plan? Let's do it 10 million. We don't have so much time.
Honestly, what came to my mind, I will hop on a plane and go to Africa and see the charities where they have like loads of kids and just like spread there and have times with the kids and just like have fun, and then whatever happens, it will happen.
Like this?
Yes, yeah. Kids are very important. Once like you put on them the right education, the right beliefs, and the right tools, the generations becomes much blooming. So yeah,
Yeah,
at
so
least exactly.
your thoughts are so, and your plans and your ambitions, what you want to do in this world is so inspiring actually. It's
Thank
so
you.
inspiring, and I'm loving this conversation. Okay. So what's your guilty pleasure?
Oh. I have two things. Nuts. If you give me like a box of cashews, no matter how many kilograms it is, I can finish it in once.
Oh, I am too.
Oh my goodness. If you gave it to me, done. No matter how big it is, I cannot control myself. And music as well. Sometimes, like, if I put my headphone, I'll say, like, it's only for 5 minutes, just one music, and a full playlist.
How do you think music affect our soul? Do you think it
Oh.
affects positively, or you think it's something?
It depends on how you use it. If you keep consuming sad music, dramatic music, you will be completely sad and dramatic, and you will keep reinforcing whatever you're saying negative about yourself. However, if you listen to positive, uplifting music, yes, that can help even when it comes to your confidence and how you show up with yourself. It depends on how and which type of music you are consuming, because music is the first thing that affects our energy completely.
And good or bad music, listening to it constantly instantly surges the amount of dopamine release. Instant surges are not good for our physical and mental state as well.
Yes, yes,
There are a
of
lot of
course.
music, be it good music or bad music. After that, after shutting it up or turning it off, you do feel down because yesterday when I was preparing for this podcast, I was constantly listening to something, and then when I closed it, I was like, no, it's making me much more upset now. So
Yeah.
overconsumption of anything, and especially music, is toxic for our mental state.
Exactly. You have to always be careful of what we are consuming on a daily basis because it affects our mind, our mental health, everything. So that's
So
so
true. Okay.
important.
So top 5 things in your vision board right now.
Okay. Purpose is the first thing. Working with my clients and helping people. This is the number one thing for me, honestly. If I could ever benefit one person in my life now, honestly, I could die very happily. I don't need anything from this world. That is the first thing. And the second thing is the retreat to Bali. I have to go. Third thing is health and wellness. Fourth, when it comes to it's all about peace, health, wellness, and purpose. Honestly, this is like what is in my what I want to achieve this
This is
year.
on your priority list. Like, I want to know a very typical thing. Where do you see yourself in future? Like, what's your vision? Like, I need to be there, except Bali.
I see myself. I see myself with communities talking about purpose, talking about wellness. I see myself in inner peace, calmness, meditating, having my.
We're almost there. Today's the
My
first step.
exactly. Yeah, I see myself really being completely like in the help of others. That what brings me the greatest purpose.
Amazing. What makes you happy?
What makes me happy is what I do on a daily basis, that I'm close to, when I'm in alignment. That what makes me happy. And more of happiness, really, it depends, but let's say like what makes me more in peace, that being with myself more and more, being connected with myself more, which is something honestly that I lacked before. That's why I was very miserable. But now, the more I cut off distractions and sit honestly with myself and have time talking with myself, that was the greatest thing, honestly, that I ever did.
It's easier said than done. Like
Trust me.
sitting with yourself, I mean, we get so many ideas. Okay, we can use mobile, we can get distracted in a call, we can call someone, we can just, it's so
Yes,
challenging, difficult to sit with yourself. You have
yes,
a lot of urge to stand up and go do anything other than sitting alone, especially when you are with your thoughts and you are
exactly.
focusing on your thoughts.
Yeah.
What makes you most energetic?
People, honestly, communities, people. This is what makes me energetic. The more you are aligned with what you want and your values, the more energetic you will become. Uh, it really depends on the environment that you are in. If you're in a healthy environment, you find yourself very energetic, happy, spreading positive vibe. If you are with a toxic environment or with the wrong people, you will see yourself always shrinking, full with negativity, depression, and all kinds. So yeah.
That's so important. By the way, are you an extrovert?
Honestly, I can say that I'm mid, introverted, extroverted. And honestly, as well, it depends on the gathering. Sometimes there's a gathering where I cannot like sit quiet while I'm ha 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 and like being completely natural. And other gathering, you find me like this. I don't feel like these are my vibes, so I simply like shrink down. It really depends, but I can say that I'm mid, introverted, extroverted.
So you are an ambivert of both.
Exactly, yeah.
Next question is, what does success look like to you?
Meaning, meaning. Success is pure meaning. It doesn't have any kind of. It doesn't have a general definition. People, they can make their own success depending on what they want or their values. For me, is making a meaningful life. As I said, like by the quote, I want the world to be better because I was here. That's success for me.
Beautiful, beautiful. You can instantly become world's master in one skill. What would it be?
Talking about self worth, that will be my go to.
Motivational speaker.
Yeah.
Mariam, the motivational speaker. Yeah. That's you know, we hear already successful and so much successful people talking about things, but I feel we should also speak to people and know about people who are in their struggling phase. Sometimes our generation and, you know, people who are almost there or ready to be there, have more insights to share and experiences to share with the world.
Exactly. I cannot agree more. We have to share our journey because, as you said, people think that they are the only ones suffering, for example, from depression or imposter syndrome or any kind of thing that we are suffering from. But when you hear someone who's already been through that situation and sharing, it gives you an inspiration, it gives you a motivation, it gives you, maybe it could be even a reason for someone is living thanks to you and you don't know even about it because you are sharing your experiences with people.
Exactly. So now our session is fact or myth.
Okay.
Bust the myths and explain the facts. I was saying, bust the facts and explain the myths. Do whatever is with you. Okay. Okay, so let's do it a bit quick. You need to know your purpose by age or it gets too late. Fact or myth? By a specific age or it gets too late.
Myth.
Myth, right. Work life balance equals time distribution among work and life.
Fact.
Seriously, explain it. Like, you mean work life balance is all about having equal time distribution between work and time. Work and
Equal. Ah, you said equal. I missed that. I thought time distribution between life and work. And then we can never have equal. Never have equal. It depends on the priorities. Actually, we go through life based on seasons, so there's never an equal. But time
that's what
management, of course, is a must.
time management is a must. I can't agree more, and I agree with you. I would like to add here, like, it's not even always about just time. I mean, your a 9 to 5, or most of the people's 9 to 5, or majority of their life goes into work. So why not choose a work that aligns with yourself, with your soul, with your purpose, that you feel content with it as well.
Yeah, of course,
So that's
definitely.
your perfect work life balance. Your energy is going into something that's giving you fulfillment and not affecting your relationships or your personal time. And I think that's
I
all work
cannot
life balance is
agree.
about.
Yeah, I cannot agree more. That's so
Because
true.
even if you have equal time at work and life, and if you're feeling drained by your work, you will have no energy to have a good life as well. Because
That
most of
is
our
so
life
true.
goes into work after all.
Exactly. Can't agree more.
Okay, so that brings us to the next point. Living purposefully means every day feels amazing.
Yes, 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 definitely yes.
So this is a session in which we are gonna have some debates.
Yes.
Let me add a question here. Do you think when you live your purpose, it's always easy and comfortable and happy?
Definitely not. But if you really believe in your purpose, even for example, if you are facing the struggle or anything, you take it as a feedback and as a way to progress other than a way of failure. It depends on the more faith you have on yourself and patience. These are the two components that you need to have when it comes to purpose, faith and patience. The more you have this, the more you romanticize the process. Like, I'm loving it. So no matter where it comes to it, no matter what wave I'm in, I will navigate it and I'm always like content because I see that I'm already on the way. So it will bring me that drive, that happiness that I'm reaching to somewhere that I want.
I agree with it. I agree with it. All I just want to add here is that it slipped my mind. Okay, let me think about it. I was hearing today. Do you follow Amanda Bucci? I really like her. She's an identity coach, and I was going through her Instagram today, and I read that finding our identity, or you say purpose, it's sometimes not as bed of roses as we think it is. It doesn't look like that. Sometimes you have to start from scratch, start a business, and then you halfway through it you realize, no, it's not my calling. I'm not having fun in it. It's not aligned with my soul, and it just doesn't sound like me thing, and you change your path, and you then start something completely new, and you maybe invest in a business partnership, and you realize that no, this is not my company, and then you start something different. So finding your purpose is not all, what's the phrase, all
Sunshine
what
and rainbows, let's say.
sunshine and rainbows, yeah.
And I agree.
But if
It,
you have that inner drive, that
yeah,
feels amazing. So okay, you are
exactly.
right. but but it can bring challenges, and it does
Yeah.
bring challenges. You say that's my purpose, and sometimes people make fun of it, like, my purpose is to sleep.
Oh, that's a great purpose, honestly.
Because oh my god, sleeping is a
Yeah.
blessing Allah has given us,
Yeah.
I feel,
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
okay, so you can only have one purpose throughout your life. Is it a fact or myth?
Myth, myth, a myth.
Explain.
When it comes, as you said, it means that you don't have, for example, it brings back really the point that you mentioned earlier. It brings back, you said that you reach something and you think, oh, this is my purpose, this is what I like, but then halfway through, oh, this is not my purpose, this is not really what I want to. And you keep like developing and improving and progressing your purpose, refining it along the way until you reach that one thing that you say, oh, this is really my purpose. You have to go, I think, through multiple stages of, it's like a baby. You are like the baby, you're taking care of it, you're nurturing it. Exactly. That's what I wanted to say. So yeah, it brings back to this point.
Okay, Maria, it has been a beautiful conversation with you, and we have a lot of ahead. Okay, so this is now we're gonna start a very fun round, a very light-hearted
Yes.
what if questions. Are you ready?
Uh-huh. Yes, definitely.
If you could be any animal for a day, what would you be and why?
I'll actually say a dog because this is what I would think of. No, because I love dogs because they are loyal. But actually, I would love to be a bird. I would want to be in the sky for a little bit, enough from the earth.
That's so mean. That's so mean. Oh my god. Okay, what's the weirdest thing you have ever eaten?
Oh my goodness, I can't think of something. But I was saying, yeah, it's the chocolate fondant. Yeah, I tasted it like in a certain place, and I was in love with it. So yeah, this is what I can think of. I think I'm craving chocolate.
You could only communicate using emojis for a week. Which one would you use the most?
Oh my goodness, laughing with tears. That
If you were a vegetable, which one would you be and why?
I would be a beetroot because I love the purple color.
And it's so beneficial too.
Yeah.
If you had to wear one costume for a month every day,
I would go for a black dress because at least it can it can fit.
and it's best for all occasions.
Exactly.
What's your guilty pleasure TV show or movie? Like, not just guilty pleasure, you can watch it anytime and you just love it.
Friends. Yeah.
The bonding, friendships, and more than friendship, the way they are always dealing with some problems and they are so relatable.
Exactly.
Whenever someone goes into depression, they should watch Friends. So, if you could have any superpower, what would it be?
I'll become invisible. I would love that.
What would you do after becoming invisible?
I will sneak out to all kinds of places and check like I would want to be like in different shows and different stuff without like having to be fully present or pay for it or show my credentials or anything.
Okay. What's the strangest dream you've ever had?
Oh, strangest dream is to hop on an elephant. I don't know why I wanted to ride an elephant.
Interesting. If you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh my goodness. I guess pizza, which is my second guilty pleasure. At least I can handle
For
it.
the rest of your life, wouldn't you choose something healthier and more fresh?
I would go for a salad, but I ate in a salad already, so I enough salads for today.
If you were a flavor of ice cream, what flavor would you be?
Ferrero Rocher, chocolate kind of ice cream. Yeah.
It's so good. If you could swap lives with any cartoon or fictional characters for a day, who would it be?
I would think honestly of poo. I want to be lazy for a day, just eat honey and sleep.
What?
The cartoon Pooh, Winnie the Pooh.
Oh.
I would like to eat honey and sleep.
You like honey?
Not really, but I would love it in the cartoons because I think it tastes different.
Looks so good and fulfilling. Cute. Yeah. Okay, so complete. And now our segment is complete the statement.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be so quick. The moment I knew I needed to change my life was when?
I was 18.
Moment.
Moment is I had enough. I was tired of being tired, so I needed to change.
that, that's quite punchy answer. Okay. The decision that scared me but changed everything was
Depression. Depression.
depression scared you but changed everything about you.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
One moment I wish I had trusted my gut instead of following the crowd was
It was an event I should be participating in, but I was afraid, so I didn't. Yeah.
okay. What event? Can you tell us more?
It was like back in university related like to public speaking and presenting in front of people. So I was afraid of that. I didn't do it.
Okay. Okay. The most freeing decision I ever made, even though it terrified me, was
The most?
freeing, liberating.
Going out of my home country, like leaving my family, let's say.
That's a brave decision. Brave decision. The thing I used to think mattered the most, but it doesn't anymore.
Other people's opinion.
Good. One thing that helps me build confidence and helps me stay like that is
Being social.
oh, yes. Okay. Okay, so this is a quick improv segment now. How's your experience so far?
I'm really enjoying this. It's so much fun, and I'm learning with you, through you. It's really amazing, honestly. I love it.
Same here, same here. So in this session, I'm giving you three options, and then you'll start it, and then we will turn by turn we will form a quotation sort of thing or a paragraph together. So your options are pick one, and then we will go with it. True purpose emerges when option one. Option two, authentic purpose manifests through. Option three, to make better decisions. Which one would you choose?
First one.
True purpose emerges when. Okay, so that's from me. True purpose emerges when. You can add three words more, and then I will.
Emerges when you finally stop settling for less.
And realize your potential.
Exactly. And when you take ownership instead of like victimizing yourself and making excuses.
and sit with yourself to know yourself, your inner self, in a deeper sense.
Exactly, especially to discover the parts of you that you think they are not lovable, to get to heal your inner child and to really come to love yourself and who you are authentically.
Exactly, and not hiding your flaws, instead owning your flaws, your weaknesses, trying to improve them, and owning your strengths and using them to achieve your fullest potential, having faith in yourself. We did it.
We did great.
We can go all night doing this. And it would never stop. It was fun. Okay, so now another interesting segment. It's Would You Rather.
Okay.
That's gonna be quick. Promise. Okay. Okay. So, would you rather? Let's start. I will give you two options, and you will have to pick one. Do work that makes you proud but takes longer to succeed. Work that feels easy but doesn't inspire you.
First choice.
Keep doing what you are good at, or take a significant risk to follow what you truly care about.
Second one.
Be seen as successful but feel lost inside, or feel proud of your path even if few notice.
Second.
Stick with safe choice or challenge yourself every day.
Second.
Second, all are second.
Now two is my favorite number.
Do a job you don't like that gives a lot of money. Do a job that doesn't give any money but serves you purpose.
Second.
No money, are you serious?
I swear.
No money and purpose. Mary will be happy, right?
Yeah. No money on purpose, I swear. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say some quick words and you're gonna say the first thing that pops into your mind. It can be a word, a sentence, but not more than that, right?
Okay. Right.
So trust your instinct, trust your gut, and just reply in one word. And this is our last segment, by the way. Okay, so let's start. Corporate means office.
Yeah. Sucks.
Good. Life.
Good. Life is good.
And favorite entrepreneur.
Works best.
Okay. Favorite quote.
Wait, I want the word to be better because I was here. Yeah, that's my favorite.
Okay. Favorite coach.
Les Brown
Comfort.
is a killer.
Okay. Favorite emoji.
A heart, white heart.
Flowers.
Lotus.
Imposter syndrome.
Not for me.
Favorite movie.
Eat, Pray, Love.
Okay, I'm gonna watch it. Favorite word in another language.
French, I guess. I would say je t'aime, which means I love you. I don't know why I brought this, but yeah, it's all about love.
No.
Yeah, je t'aime. So romantic, honestly.
Rain.
Blessing and cleansing.
Ideal date.
Oh, on the beach.
Oh, somewhere. Like, I don't go on dates, but beaches are our love.
Exactly.
Deepest fear.
I'm sorry?
Deepest fear.
Oh, regret? Yeah.
Chill.
Is needed.
Nice. Comfort food?
Chocolate anyway. Gives me comfort.
So we are done.
I really enjoyed it, and the timing went super fast. It's like a real talk, real conversation. It's so spontaneous, and I really loved it, honestly.